Air pollution is not a new phenomenon. By the mid-1600s, London's air had reached the point that it attracted the attention of one of the greatest minds of the time, John Evelyn. In 1661, he published a book entitled Fumifugium, or The Inconvenience of the Air and Smoke of London Dissipated. The pamphlet was a call to clean up the air of the City of London. It described the effects of air pollution caused by coal burning on the population of London, and he wrote, "In London, her inhabitants breathe nothing but an impure and thick mist, accompanied by a fuliginous and filthy vapour, which renders them obnoxious to 1,000 inconveniences, corrupting the lungs and disordering the entire habit of their bodies, so that catarrhs, phthisics, coughs and consumptions rage more in this one city than the whole earth besides." Evelyn suggested that burning wood instead of coal would be less harmful to the lungs and recommended relocating some of London's most polluting industries outside of the city. With increasing industrialization, there was a string of parliamentary acts in the mid-19th century designed to do something about the polluting effects of industrial and domestic smoke. London was infamous for its combination of smoke and fog, combined in the word smog. For this reason, London earned the nickname the Big Smoke. All major cities suffered from smoke pollution, and Edinburgh's nickname Old Reekie refers partly to the sanitary situation of the town as well as smoke pollution. London became quite infamous for its smogs, and many visitors came to see the capital in the fog, not least the artist Monet. He painted the atmospheric conditions and sunsets caused by the smog many times during his visits in the years between 1899 and 1901. A recent study has shown that Monet's paintings of the Houses of Parliament were not created from his imagination, but that these were firmly based on actual observations made during the artist's visits to London. It is perhaps the earliest visual record of the great smogs of London. Notwithstanding its artistic qualities, the London smog could literally be a killer. A week of smog in 1873 killed over 700 people in London. However, the largest air pollution disaster in Britain was the Great London Smog of 1952. On December the 4th, 1952, an anticyclone settled over London. The wind dropped, the air grew damp, and an inversion layer trapped the air, which received smoke of 3.5 million chimneys and many industrial smokestacks. Visibility dropped to a few meters, and smoke levels rose 300%, and the sulfur dioxide levels rose by 700%. It is therefore hardly surprising that this led to around 4,000 deaths. The peak in the number of deaths coincided with the peak in both smoke and sulfur dioxide pollution levels. In the aftermath of the Great London Smog of 1952, the government passed the two Clean Air Acts of 1956 and 1968. The aim of the acts was to control domestic sources of smoke pollution by introducing so-called smokeless zones and control industrial sources of pollution by the use of tall chimneys for waste gas dispersal. The reduction of domestic and industrial coal burning and the use of smokeless fuels led to a reduction in the levels of emissions of smoke and sulfur dioxide, which is one of the main contributors to acid rain. Between 1970 and 1994, emissions fell by 60%. Although these measures worked reasonably well, the smog problem disappeared from London and other European cities due to a change in fuel. The switch to gas heating and also using gas for electricity generation made this kind of smog a thing of the past. However, with the rise of car traffic, we got a new kind of smog, photochemical smog. This kind of smog is caused by carbohydrates, which are produced by the millions of cars driving around. This is the famous Los Angeles smog.